Okay, so another film I really want to take a look at the moment is a brand new kind of slow-moving crime thriller, crime drama, I suppose you would call it. It is called It Snows in Benidorm, and it stars Timothy Spall. Now, in this movie, and of course, people that listen to this show regularly will know that I love Timothy Spall as an actor, so there was always a good chance that I was going to enjoy this film, and I really did. I really, really enjoyed this film. Timothy Spall plays a character called Peter Reardon, and Peter works in a bank. He's not quite retirement age, but after he makes the decision to help out a family, his manager decides to move him on by giving him early retirement, which means he's going to get a pension and everything like that, and he can basically go off and live his life. Now, his manager thinks in a way he's doing Peter a turn, that he thinks he'll be able to go out and live his life and do what he wants to do. That's not exactly how Peter sees it, though. Peter doesn't have a life outside of the bank, and to him, the idea of suddenly not being able to go into the bank every day is pretty terrifying. Anyway, in a bid to kind of break out of that life for him, he decides to go and visit his brother in Benidorm in Spain. He arrives in the country, and his brother doesn't come to pick him up. So a little bit concerned about this, Peter travels to the apartment where his brother lives, and discovers that neither the doorman or his cleaner knows where his brother has gone. He has completely disappeared. Soon Peter meets a friend of his brother's, Alex, played by Sarita Chowdhury, who is a nightclub performer, and she actually says to him, look, this is a little bit unusual. Your brother does occasionally go missing, but it's normally not for this long, and this is completely out of character. Now, Peter starts to do some digging. He goes to the police, and the police aren't really that interested about hearing his brother going missing. He starts to do some digging and finds some paperwork linking his brother to a few business deals, and he also finds a mobile phone that shows that his brother was possibly living a secret life that he did not know about. So this is a kind of fascinating film. I guess in a way it's a pretty basic, almost a crime drama, crime thriller film where someone is trying to find a family member. It's a film that we've seen a million times before, but what makes this film so interesting is the actual work of the film's director, Isabelle Coyer, who does a sensational job making this film feel a lot more artistic than what it actually should be. She does this amazing thing where she really captures the fact that Peter is obsessed by the weather. She does a lot of shots of the weather of the area, and that's where the film gets its name from. When Peter first arrives there, he's stunned by the fact that this city just seems to have endless sunshine, and yeah, the director really goes into letting him learn that no, that's not always the case. This city does change, and he discovers that with the weather at the same time as he discovers that not everything in this party town is the way that it seems either. Timothy Spall also plays the role really, really well. Of course, when you start watching this movie, you realise that Timothy Spall's not Tom Cruise, he's not Vin Diesel, this is not going to be some action crime thriller. It's, as I said, it's a very slow-moving thriller, and the audience kind of watches as Peter tries to put the pieces together and discovers what's happened to his brother. There's an interesting relationship that begins between Peter and Alex. At the start, Alex doesn't trust Peter in the same way that she didn't trust his brother. As time goes on, she begins to trust him just that little bit more, and a really interesting relationship happens between them. And of course, that's the other thing. Like I said before, this film's not like other films in this genre. It's not going to be that relationship where they fall into bed straight away because he's rescued her from falling from a building or something like that. So this is really a slow burn thriller. I guess for people here in Melbourne, the best way to put it is this is more a film that's at home at Cinema Nova or Palace than it is in Village or Hoyts. But still, I found it a fairly intriguing film. I found it interesting with the way that things played out. Again, I love the kind of alternative feel that the film has. I thought there could have been some times when a little bit more suspense could have been brought into it, but for the most part, I think it works, and I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5.